Before we get started, skates often need adjusting out of the box. Make sure your wheels are rolling and adjust your trucks. And if you need any help with that, I've got a whole playlist on equipment. As with any exercise, it's a really good idea to warm your body up before you start. So often I'll just have a brisk walk from the car into the rink to get my heart rate up and my muscles ready to skate. If you're finding your back's aching when you're skating, it could be your posture. When you learn to skate, it's really important to lean forward. So if you fall, you can grab your boots, your ankles, your knees. But if you're not leaning forward correctly, you could be curving your back like this. That starts to really ache. So let's get that posture correct. So you want knees over toes, and then you're going to bend, but you're going to bend here at the hips and keep your back straight. So you want to be in this position, and if you want your weight further forward to make you feel a bit safer, flex and hinge at the hips here. Don't curve your back. Shin and foot cramping can often be down to the fact that you're holding tension in your feet. Clearly, it's terrifying learning to skate, and you're in this position, you're like, right, are your feet also holding on for dear life? Are your toes scrunched up? It's really common for you to not notice that you're doing that, and it makes skating so much harder, because when I say make an edge, an outside edge or an inside edge, you're going to lean on your little or big toe, and if they're scrunched up, it's just not going to feel comfortable, and it's going to be really hard to distribute your weight correctly on your foot. So if it's nice and flat, you can make some lovely edges, hopefully without pain. So what also can happen is your toes can go numb. Now, if I lace my toe box too tightly, I lose all feeling in my toes, which, as you can imagine, I'm trying to lean on my toe to edge, again, not going to be very helpful. And there are loads of different lace patterns you can do to combat all sorts of different pain. And now often if you're getting arch pain in your skate, it can mean that the skate is a little bit too big. And it's always really important to measure your feet, because skate size and shoe size don't necessarily tally up. And I can be anything from a size 3 to a size 7 in skates. It's crazy. When you're first learning to skate, you might try and walk in your skates. This pretty much always ends badly, because the weight's going to go to the back of the skate. And when you're skating, you always want the weight down into the ball of your foot. And as I've mentioned in posture, we do that by putting your knee over your toe. So let's talk about why you don't want the weight at the back of the skate. My skates here, I've got my weight on the ball of my foot. Now, if my weight starts to move back midpoint, it's still kind of okay. But it gets further back here, my back truck is under the middle of my heel. So as soon as the weight goes past the midpoint of my heel, my skate is gonna fly out from underneath me. And what's quite common, and I've done this myself, is when you chat at the side of a rink, you tend to kind of stand how you stand without wheels on. And you'll notice that you lean on your hip and the weight goes to the back of your heel. Now, if you do that in skates, you're gonna be gone. So be very aware of where your weight is at all times. And this is gonna make your journey so much more pleasant, because those tailbone falls really hurt. And if you are worried about it, padded pants are definitely the way to go. Learning to skate at times can be frustrating. So I recommend having 3 things that you're learning on the go at the same time. So say, for instance, I'm a very new skater and I'm going to be learning some bubbles, going backwards and forwards. And I say, oh God, my legs are starting to ache. I know, I'll do my 1-foot balances with my knee over my toe. Like, oh, I don't really feel like I'm progressing on that. I'm going to try my cannonball. And it gives you a few different things. So you might come away from a skating practice and be like, you know what? My lemons or my bubbles today just weren't really feeling it, but my 1-foot balances, I felt so much more solid, and it gives you a chance to have these little wins which keep you going. And people say that drills, and actually I say it quite a lot, drills are really good for learning to skate. And doing the same movement over and over is fantastic, because it builds this natural muscle memory. And a drill can be something as simple as just going backwards and forwards like this, over and over. And it just helps to build that natural skating ability over time. So for number 6, all that's left to do is to learn how to skate. You know, stand, stop, balance. I'm Katie, you've been watching Skatie. I'm not gonna leave you like that. So when you're learning to skate, you need to find somewhere nice and flat with no debris. And it could be a small space in your home, a cycle path, or at the rink. Even a carpeted or grassed area can be a great place for your first few steps. I do have lots of beginner playlists to help you on your skating journey, and the skate community is a really nice place, so please do ask lots and lots of questions and hopefully you'll make a skate friend or two. I'm Katie, you've been watching Skatie, and I'll see you next time. Bye!